Hello, hello, everybody. This is Listening Lotus coming back to you with another reading. Thank you guys so much for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions, for all your support. I really hope that everybody is taking good care of themselves out there, staying as hydrated, doing all the things that you need to do to have your regular spiritual, mental, and physical routine to keep yourself, mind, body, and spirit as much as in alignment as you possibly can. Okay, at all times, remember to be mindful and remember that we are all just trying to reach our peak of our lotus. Okay, and we are just gonna jump right in. I'm not gonna waste y'all time, and I sure as hell ain't trying to waste mine. So let's just see what comes out and then go from there. Again, thank you guys so much. If you would like to do a personal reading, you can always reach out to the description website that is always in every video somewhere amongst all those many words. Okay, now let's see what's what. Okay, off the bat, starting off strong, we got, it says, release the roots. You cannot fully heal. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. You cannot fully heal what you're afraid to name. Trace the pain to its roots and gently pull it loose from your field. Okay, so tying up some loose ends. Okay, any last minute stuff that is like reoccurring, that's coming from your subconscious, that's coming to the forefront of your mind right now, is prominent for you to really trace the origin of where that is, what that is, and where it's coming from. Okay, really start sitting with yourself in silence, or in the darkness, meditate, do what you need to do to really start asking yourself those tough, hard ass questions that you don't be wanting to answer sometimes, to get down to the root of this. Because the minute you can release this, and the minute you can move on freely with any other things that you feel like are a little bit stagnant in your world right now. And we just gonna keep on going forward from there. Let's see what else we got. Gotta release the bullshit, okay? Gotta release the bullshit. There's actually a study about that. Okay. It says to trust the lesson, not the pain. You weren't meant to stay hurt. The pain was the messenger. The wisdom is what you carry forward. So somebody is definitely like in their head, okay? I know y'all probably like, damn, she be saying that a lot. But I mean, life is, oh, there we go with the glare. Life is it's a mental process. I'll put it down here for now. It's a growing process or whatever. We do a lot of self-reflecting, whether we want to, talk about it or not, as human beings. A lot of times when we have those quiet moments or whatever, or even when you own your phone and you being overstimulated from TV and all the different things that is in your household, depending on your household, like, they still don't drown out those inner thoughts that you're having, even when you just scrolling away on your phone and stuff like that. Sometimes you've been ignoring it so much or whatever, where it has no choice to like literally be knocking at your prefrontal lobe, like, hey, do something about this. Somebody help. But most importantly, making sure that you're not repeating any cycles or any um putting your brain in, like, I don't want to say survival mode, but like not putting yourself in like a mental loop, like replaying and hashing over like stuff from the past over and over again about on some like shoulda, coulda, woulda shit. Like, accept what is, accept the lessons that you had learned from it, okay, and making sure that you don't um relive the pain and stuff or whatever. Because sometimes you can do that. Like, you'll relive something, that period or situation or circumstances you had went through, and you're reliving it so much and reoccurring it to the forefront of your mind, and reliving that situation so much to the point like it's hurting. You're not being present enough, where you may not be mindful about certain things that are happening for you currently in your present growth, because you still replaying. It's like it definitely is a self-sabotage that you could be doing to yourself, okay? And we don't want to see I don't want to see that for nobody. So definitely releasing the origin as to why you may even be still constantly replaying certain things that are coming at the forefront of your mind, because there's something there. There's an origin behind the things that you are constantly bringing up, that are being made to come to the forefront. There's something that you still haven't addressed, okay? And you need to figure out what that is. Reach out to me if you need some help, or anybody else, okay? I'm not the only one that pull cards. There's a lot of other lovely, wonderful people out there that do readings. Look, find somebody that resonate for you, but most importantly, even reading or not, like, you need to sit with yourself and really ask yourself, like, what are some of the things that I've been thinking about? And really go down that rabbit hole and start asking yourself those questions to try and see what the actual origin is, so that you can release whatever this is for good. Okay, or in not for good, but you can talk about it in a healthy manner where it's like you moving forward and you're not replaying it as if the shit just happened yesterday. Okay, gotta let that shit breathe. Let's see what else come out. I know that was a mouthful. I know that was a mouthful. Y'all bear with me. I was a little bit under the weather. With purifying your heart, letting go of lingering pain and make space for joy. Your heart deserves to feel. All right, you know what? Let's just go there, because clearly it needs to be said with the way these cards. There is somebody, don't know who I'm talking to. I never do. Okay, so take what resonate. If don't none of it resonate, then hey, this ain't the reading for you. Somebody is replaying over old wounds and old pain and stuff that they have been through, and they're grateful for the journey, and they seeing how far that they come, because this person, they scarred up from the back and everything, and they're like looking ahead towards what's great, but they're also holding on to like this booklet. It could be like a journal or something. Maybe you've been journaling or some shit, and it's like you're kind of like looking back one last time with this infatuation about um kind of like survivor's guilt in a sense or whatever. Like, you survived it or whatever, but you feeling kind of like guilty that you on the other side of it, because you like not completely comfortable with the outcome in itself. Like, say there was some people that you may wanted to bring with you type situation. Like, this is almost like you want to go back and get somebody and bring them with you, but you know that you can't, is what I'm getting from this. Okay, when it's like, just trust how things are playing out and know that everything is happening in the way that it should. Okay, and not only that, being open to the newness. And the reason why I say that, because with purifying your heart, like even in this picture or whatever, like this same person is still in reminisce mode. Like, they all up in their attic, tucked away, looking at a whole bunch of old shit. But ain't nothing wrong with feeling a little melancholy and going through and seeing certain memories and stuff that you may have had with like certain people, places, and things or whatever. And that also is allowed to have its moments. Okay, but if you living in this, okay, and you living in this state of mind to the point that you're not even being completely aware of all the things that are right here in front of you today, like, don't squander this optimum opportunity of fresh new energy that's coming in, because you so focused on the fucking past. Okay, like, release in love, most definitely. Okay, it says make space for joy. I feel like, especially with this person or whatever, like, it's a bunch of cool ass, dope ass shit that is coming into the forefront for you, but you're being adamant about keeping your head and heart at limbo. It's almost like, how do I put that? Sometimes you'll feel like you're being set up with the amount of good that is coming your way after a period of like betrayal or sadness or trials and tribulations. Like, you so used to shit going crazy or going wrong in a sense or whatever, to the point where it's like you have to literally train your brain that it's safe now, that you can get out of survival mode. Okay, because this is clear survival mode, and you like getting out of that shit. And even with looking back or whatever, everything wasn't all bad. Okay, but still, in order for you to have your heart open, you have to be open to the newness. Okay, you got to be open to the newness. You got to understand that, look, everything that he has laying out here in this card or whatever, like, he putting all that shit, looking at it one last time, and then putting that shit back in his box. Right now, he not putting the shit back in the box, but he need to go back in the box. You need to focus on the new things, because there's new opportunities and new stuff that is coming your way, and you could be potentially sabotaging this shit because you feel like if you being set up, or you feeling like, damn, it's too good to be true, or anytime you get joyous, you almost anticipating some crazy shit to go on because you just so used to it, because you've been in that constant turmoil within yourself. And it's like, no, you got to unlearn and relearn a whole new pattern, baby. You gotta work through that. Okay. Have your heart be as light as a feather. Stop burdening yourself and overburdening yourself, which is the reason why they say, hey, get to the origin as the reason why you keep having this pattern where things might be going good for a minute, and then you sit up there and may like start, because a lot of this may be mental. Okay, this is more mental. This is like somebody is really, it's almost like their mind is playing tricks on them in a sense. Okay, and you gotta like really check that shit. All right. Yeah, set healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries protect your energy, stand firm in what you need to thrive. And so, with that, the reason why your heart may be feeling heavy, maybe you biting off more than you can chew right now. Maybe you having certain people, places, and things in your energy right now that shouldn't be. Okay, you got to make sure that at all times or whatever that you are putting yourself first, as far as making sure that your energetic force field is not being preyed upon or being siphoned in a way. Okay, so if somebody is pulling on your heartstrings right now, or say certain things, person, places, and things um, trigger you to thinking about stuff from your previous past that may weigh heavy on your heart, but still understanding like, why is it still weighing heavy on my heart? Why I can't just talk about that and then move on into another conversation? I got to damn near almost relive it, the whole scenario, as if it just happened yesterday. Okay, so maybe it could be more of like setting healthy boundaries within yourself, learning how far you need to go in certain conversations, or a lot, even letting some people know like, hey, certain conversations I don't discuss, I don't talk about certain stuff no more because it's too much for me. Okay, or we'll table and circle, come back to that some other time, not right now. Whatever the case, whatever you need to do to keep yourself at a capacity level that is healthy for your growth and your alignment. Okay, so we gonna definitely put that. I'm gonna just put that right here for now. So let's see what else. Okay, because I feel like somebody is actively doing this, but you're kind of still in that like limbo phase where it's like, damn, sometimes I'll be falling off. Let me get back to it and make sure that I'm having like, because whatever boundaries you set, people not gonna know if you're not the one enforcing them. So you got to make sure that you, at all times, like you sticking to what it is that you set for yourself. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, shit. Let's talk about it. Boom. It says overcoming self-doubt. Self-doubt clouds your vision. Trust in the abilities and make a leap. Your future self will thank you. So that could be another reason why somebody is like having a heavy heart. Maybe you're not completely still excuse me. You're not completely um quote unquote okay or satisfied with some of the decisions that you made, and maybe how you have made certain said decisions on whatever scenario. Okay, something regarding the past for sure. And it's like the reason why you don't feel satisfied has nothing to do with the situation in itself. It's almost like this unrelinquished, um unfulfilled, um what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always looking for a word. Let's just say never satisfied for now. You have, there you go, like this like forever thirst that just can't seem to, like, you can't seem to ever quench the thirst, no matter what it is that you're doing. When it's like that could lead you into like a bottomless pit, because it's like you need, which is the reason why they're saying, hey, set healthy boundaries. And this could be regarding anything from your career down to your love life, down to just like your basic relationships, children, and all. You may always be in a sense of dissatisfaction where you feel like it's just never enough, which is the reason why it's like, boom, you need to go back to the origin as to why you always feel like this. Okay, because a lot of times or whatever, it definitely very much well be ourselves sometimes. Okay, planting seeds of self-doubt, feeling like you aren't good enough, or simply just talking down to yourself. Because even with this card here, I feel like even in this card or whatever, like I said, everything wasn't all bad. So maybe even some of the stuff in the past or whatever, you're looking back at how much that you have accomplished, and maybe you're looking at how much you've accomplished versus where you're at currently, and you doing a lot of compare and contrast, and you may feel like, damn, I'm not doing enough or whatever. But let me explain something to you. Everything come in seasons, okay? Everything come in seasons. Everything come in fucking sporadic periods. Every season ain't gonna be your season. It's just that simple or whatever, okay? And that don't necessarily mean that just because this ain't your season of like constant back-to-back wins of abundance or whatever the case may be, don't mean that you're doing bad. It could literally just mean that you just need to just sit your ass down somewhere and just continue to doing what you're doing right now, and just being okay with not having to do so much all the time. Because it's almost like this person is kind of so used to like having so much to show for, even in a year span. They done did this, they done did that, they done accomplished this, they done accomplished that. And it's like they got these instant jitters of like doing so much all the time. Like they don't know how to sit the fuck down and sit still. When it's like, you're good. You're good. You just talking to yourself crazy. Stop doing that. So maybe even most of the boundaries, again, I don't know who I'm talking to, but most of the boundaries is just like boundaries you need to set within yourself, within your mindset. Okay, when you start feeling like this, that, and the third, alchemize that energy into a better outcome of some things that you want to see have happen. Ask yourself that hard ass question as to why you be feeling like you just not never freaking fulfilled. It don't matter how much you try to quench that thirst. Ask yourself these questions. Okay, keep it a bean with yourself. If you don't be truthful with yourself, you can't be truthful with nobody else, and that's just that on that. Okay, let's keep on going. I like that. Look, even if you gotta have a crying session with yourself, who else gonna see you? Who gonna know? Unless you tell them, who gonna know? Now, of course, if you got people that you know for a fact that you can trust, that's within your personal circle that you want to have share and have this experience with, or you want to tell people close to you or whatever that you know that you can trust, some of your healthy boundaries, so that they can also help you enforce them on days and times that you're not feeling the strongest, so y'all can both hold each other accountable. Hell, y'all, it's your world. Okay, it's your world. So let's see here if there's anything else. But I like that though, okay? Everything is a lesson at the end of the day. Everything. Everything. And some lessons or whatever, and whether we want to look at it or not, they always, 9 times out of 10, they start with self, okay? It don't matter how much you try to point the finger at whoever, however, whatever, okay? A lot of the times or whatever, it just be reflections of us in different stages, different forms. Okay. Some of the stages don't even be versions of us that we even have had the experience to deal with ourselves. And that is so interesting. Okay, let's see. Okay, because I was going to say, if it ain't nothing else. Okay, yeah, y'all in your head. Okay, so the next card is release the resentment loop. This makes so much more sense now. That's why I was saying it's more of a mental thing. Somebody is really in their head. Like the self-doubt and even this quote unquote resentment, like you don't feel good about certain decisions and certain stuff that you did in your past. Whoop de fucking do. And I know it's easier said than done, so I'm not gonna gloss over it like it's some fly by night shit. But everybody done did something that they're not proud of, okay? Simple as that. It says resentment isn't power, it's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose peace. And I do feel like, especially with this purifying your heart, it's like you are trying to move on, but you keep putting yourself in this resentment loop because you're not releasing the roots and the origin of the past. And maybe it stems from even something as small as from when you was a child. Maybe one of your parents or whatever had you feel like um, everything you did just wasn't good enough. And so you have built this insatiable, I think that's the word, bear with me, insatiable like appetite for like always needing more, when it's like you good where you at. You good where you at right here. So that's something that you got to work through to like unlearn and relearn. That's the reason why they say like set healthy boundaries, not only within yourself but the people around you. Honestly, and I'm gonna just put it out there because it may need to be with the boundary thing or whatever. Like it's probably still some people that you got lingering on that's relating to a lot of this shit that you need to let go. Okay, fill in the blank with that. Because the next card is let go of judgment. It says judging others only keeps you stuck in the past. Embrace compassion and release judgment. So not only are you having self doubt and being super hard on yourself, but you are being like damn near anal in the sense with like the people around you or whatever, like harsh judgment, criticism. You just baby, you whoever this is, you just all over the place. Like definitely first and foremost or whatever, go take a bath, okay? Go take a bath, eat some fruit, drink some water, go do the different things that you know will help you get back centered and grounded because this person, even though they might be standing still, but your body is like this. Your body is like this. We don't have that time. Okay? We don't have the time. Let's see in what ways or what you can do, okay, to help with a lot of this like basically nervous energy cuz this is crazy. Okay? Somebody not taking their goddamn magnesium. This is wild. But I do feel like whoever this is, you're not necessarily spewing a lot of this, even though the judgment and criticism card is here. You're not necessarily spewing a lot of this onto people. So you kind of like a little bit more like off to yourself, ducked off, and kind of going through this, all of this internally right now. But if you need to phone a friend, I'm going to say do that. Okay? Whatever works. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Evolution card to welcome change. Be open at any. It says one who knows we can evolve and be open at any age. Let me welcome change in uplifting and surprising ways. Allow me to trust the process, diving even deeper into your love. And then we have the lotus flower, okay? Because that's all this page is about. Getting y'all to your ultimate. You're right now, even right now, okay? You weaving through the muddy, murky waters of self doubt and releasing things that you have had heavy on your heart for a while, a long ass time, or maybe even as early as yesterday. Okay, and we're trying to get you to the basically your pinnacle, to the top of the water where you can start getting the sunlight and the nourishment and everything that you need so you can blossom and bloom into this wonderful lotus flower that I'm advocating for. Because all y'all lotuses, I am rooting for you. Okay, all right. Let's keep on going. What else can help with the energy? I'm here for it. Definitely here for it. All right, we're going to try it one more time. Because at this point or whatever, they just saying basically to welcome change. And we know change is constant, okay? Change ain't going nowhere. Change is inevitable. But you can prolong your process by being stubborn and not um, being flexible with the changes as they come. There we go. I'm get better with my words, y'all. Okay, clarity. Clarity is my birthright. And to one who remembers in every moment my true self, love, light, and wisdom and divinity in itself. Okay? And the reason why I say that is to not forget who you are because with the card starting off with the releasing the roots, okay? You cannot fully heal. It says when you are afraid to name whatever pains you, okay? So just really sit with yourself and be like, get clarity as to where you are with things, okay? That is owed to you for you to get clarity within yourself so that you can move forward. Okay, we trying to make sure that your heart stays as light as a feather. Okay, we ain't not trying to worry about nothing, nothing. And to be accepting, it says, "I accept myself." Give yourself a goddamn hug yourself like this card. Okay? Let me love and accept myself as you love me. May I find you shining brightly within my own being. And I'm so glad that this came out because I do feel like majority of the resentment and the judgment that somebody is having over their life and maybe some of the choices that they made that they keep constantly replaying and rehashing over in their brain and having all this self-doubt and stuff about. Say some of the things that you're replaying or rehashing over in your head were good things for that present time being. Um, and maybe some of the changes that you have made, they were more internal, which caused you to make a lot of external sacrifices that the average person, maybe they couldn't relate as to why you was making them changes. Okay. They probably was looking at you like you crazy. Let's say you had a car that everybody wanted, but you know that that car was having you drowning in debt. And so on the outside, it looked good. Everybody wants this car, and they looking at, but they're not understanding how much of a release and a hold that it's having on you, trying to like basically fulfill or feed your ego. And it's just an example, okay? I don't know nobody personally when I do these, right? But on but once you, let's say the decision was that you like in your head and stuff about, say that car gave you a certain level of status or whatever the case, right? And you decided, you know what, it's simply becoming too much or whatever, and I want to sell the car. I don't need this car. It costs too much. It's putting me in debt. Blah blah blah. Right? Everybody on the outside looking at you like you crazy, but you have gotten a new release on life or a better sense of self because you understand that you were with or without that damn car, and whatever status that came with that car or whatever, you didn't need that shit to begin with. Okay, but say that a little bit of piece of you or whatever sometimes goes back and think about the memories that you had in that car. And so now you start having all this self doubt, like, damn, maybe I should have kept on to with, I should have held on to the fucking car. Okay. Or now you want to sit up here and start projecting or reflecting, like start talking about other people who got a car or had a car like that or still have their car similar to whatever the one that you once had. Now you putting that shit on the other people, and you being resentful of the fact that you like, damn, I was doing, or you felt like that was a status of like, damn, I was doing good, and now I feel like I'm down bad, or whatever the case may be. When it's like, no, just be okay with the changes as they come. Okay, if anything, give yourself the what's the word I'm looking for? Give yourself the credit for having the realization of knowing when to get out. Okay, because a lot of people really holding on to a bunch of shit past the expiration date, and that should really be a detriment. Okay. Um, and I don't want to exclude out the setting the boundaries, right? Because maybe that was with the example with the car, that was one of the hardest things for you to do. Say when you had that car, yes, you may have created a whole bunch of um, memories and stuff like that, right? But like of those memories or whatever, like in order for you to even get those memories, the type of people that you had around you or whatever, they wasn't helping you pay that car note. Okay, you driving people around and shit or whatever, and they ain't even giving you no money on no fucking gas, knowing that you got a fucking V8 engine. Let's just keep it a buck. We all done been there. Okay. So welcoming the change as it comes in or whatever. That's just an example. I don't know nobody's life from nothing on nothing about nothing. That's just my little example to kind of like apply that to whatever area in your life when it comes to that scenario. But there's a lot of different things or whatever that we want to look back and wish that, oh, we could take certain people, places, and things back or take them with us or whatever. But we also understand that it simply sometimes just cannot be. Okay? It just is what it is. Somebody having uncertainty, it says let me deeply trust, because right now, that's the reason why I said I was like, somebody is like this, like your nerves is just like all over the fucking place. Okay, like get grounded expeditiously as much as you possibly can. Okay, the mantra is let me deeply trust that things are gonna be okay, y'all. It's gonna be okay. It says may I live in the now, which means be present. Y'all, whoever I'm speaking to, y'all ass is in so much of what has happened, you ain't worrying about what's going on right now. And it could be a lot of good shit that is going on for you right now, but you just, baby, I don't know. Okay. May I live in the now and relax peacefully into the unfolding, knowing all pieces of the puzzle will fall into place at the right time and not a moment before. Okay, because the biggest thing that I was saying about whoever this is, because your nerves is kind of like all over the place or whatever, and you having like this unwilling jitter. Okay, I don't know. If you drink coffee, cut that shit out. Coffee drinkers be doing too much. Don't come for me, y'all. It's a little inside joke, but yes, um, being so used to doing so much all the time or whatever, it takes a while for you, for anybody, to unlearn and relearn any process, especially if you've been doing something for years. I mean, I think the saying literally goes, for just as many years as you was doing something, it take damn near just as many years, if not more sometimes, especially if you having this unwillingness to change and being open to the change, to um reverse whatever it may be, whether if it's a mindset, working out, certain stuff, depending on your body type, or your, emotional capacity, all the shit. So just keeping that in mind, okay? And then not only that, like, only worrying about yourself and not worrying about nobody else, okay? Because comparison is literally the thief of all joy. Do not do that shit. Okay, everybody's journey is different, and everybody's timing is different. Yeah, and release the fear. Know that regardless of whatever, know that you can trust, and you can trust openly, and release all fear. Any fear that you are having, literally throw all the things that you are fearful. I'll tell y'all what I do, boom. Not to have y'all in my business. I get sticky notes. Real short, sweet, to the point. I write down whatever, okay? I boil that shit up, I put it in a bowl, and I'll burn it. Constantly release. Okay, so maybe that's a little tip that somebody can try out there. But yes, I release all fear. Move through me, it says, divine beloved, move through me in all ways, guiding my actions in every moment. Let me release all fear and feel unbridled openness to the new. Okay, being really okay and being open minded to the evolution and change that is coming before you, because I feel like there's a lot of goodness that is coming your way. If not, it's probably already here, honestly. But you are kind of like in this melancholy. It's almost like the more congratulations and good things that are coming your way, your brain is like you're psyching yourself out to look at a time where it wasn't all this joy. And it's like this crazy psychosis you putting yourself under, of like constantly putting yourself down, when it's like, you're good, babes. You're good. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? The uncertainty, the fear, let all that shit go. Okay? Constantly hug yourself, tell yourself, I accept myself for who I am, where I am right now, currently, where I once was, and where I'm going. Okay? Simple as that. Simple as that. Let's see what else, if anything else. Okay, they still talking. And support. The right help will come. So if you feeling, excuse me, if you are feeling quote unquote alone in this journey, for one, especially with this support card, I know it's saying the right help will come, but sometimes the right help will already be here. Let's just keep it a buck. Due to technology and other things that have, I don't want to say damn near been forced up on us now, people are more reluctant about being open. Okay, so I would strongly suggest that if you already have a strong support system, maybe it's time for you to initiate and reach out to them and let them know where they can help you. And like I said before, it could be with them helping you with them. I know it's buried, but setting and enforcing boundaries or whatever to keep yourself out of this mental loop. Okay, we all need help. And not only that, sometimes support could be in the hands of, like, hey, let's just keep it a buck. Like, sometimes go ahead and reach out to a therapist or somebody to get some professional help if you feel like that's what you need. Okay? Real shit. It says, let go, relax, and enjoy the process, knowing that it's safe to offer all to your capable hands. Really trust your source, your spirit guide. I know God, ancestor, source, whoever you choose to, as far as the actual name for verbiage, right? Fill in the blank for whoever that is. But at the end of the day, it's all about really trusting who it is that you pray to or call upon. Okay, know that even if you feel alone here in the 3D, that you're not alone completely. Like, even if all you have is your spirit team or whatever, that's still better than nothing. Okay. It says the right actions are always shown and the right help always comes. And I do feel like whoever I'm speaking to, right, you've been through this before. And that's the reason why I'm on your ass, because you've been through this before. But for some reason, some kind of way along the way, or whatever's going on right now, you just forgot. You just forgot. And so that's where I come in and just kind of like say, hey, just get back on your square. Okay, get back to doing what you was doing. Get back to setting your healthy boundaries. Get back to saying that everything is gonna be okay, and not on some fake ass optimistic shit. It's on some like, I know that it's going to be okay, and I'm going to do necessary steps of this, that, and the third to ensure not only secure myself and feel more accepting of where I'm at currently, but accepting where whatever happened in the past is in the past, okay? And I'm going to be keeping myself as light as a feather to be open to new change and new doors and new opportunities, because they're here. I'm going to say that they're here already. I feel like some things are already here. And if you don't pay attention to what's in front of you because you're so worried about the past that you're not looking at, focusing on the present, focusing on the now, that certain shit gonna fuck around and drift away. So tighten up. And I'm saying that with love, okay? Because a lot of times or whatever, when somebody is in this energy or whatever, like it's so much of an internal mental thing that's going on. Literally on the outside, everything could be cool. Everything could be cool, but they going through some stuff mentally, and it's like, unless you get them to start talking, it's like you honestly would never know. Which is the reason why I'm saying with the support, sometimes we be knowing that we need help, okay? And sometimes it's up to you to be the initiator and ask for that support. Okay, people not mind readers. They got their own level of this that they might be going through, okay? Hell, y'all could probably help each other. And that's just that. Okay. And understand that you are a spark of divinity. Okay, you're beautiful, babes. You're beautiful. And to one who knows without question my own beauty, worthiness, and desirability, let me remember constantly who I am, love itself in temporary form. And I'm just gonna stop the reader with this to basically say, between this clarity card and this beauty card, let me set these over here. Okay. I'm gonna talk to you like on some big sister shit. Okay. Don't ever in your life, king or queen, okay? From the court jester to the joker to the janitor to the president, don't forget who the fuck you are. Okay? Everybody play a position, everybody play a role, and nobody's role is um more, better, or less than. Okay? It's just simply a role in itself. The person being the president couldn't possibly be the fucking janitor. The person playing the king couldn't possibly be the fucking queen. Two different people with two different levels of respect and two different levels of moves that can be made. Okay? One is no higher than the other. They just simply are. And the reason why I'm saying is because, especially with that self-doubt card when it came out, like I want somebody to really pamper themselves and really do whatever they need to know that they are loved, to feel loved, and know that you are just as important as the next person out here in this world, okay? Please know that the role that you are playing, and even if it's just a role that's a selfish role in your own personal life, that's enough right there. Okay? That's enough right there. But without a doubt, don't forget who you are, which is probably the reason why when it came to this card coming out first, okay, about release the roots, okay, understanding your origin and really understanding who you are to get to where you're going, but that don't mean that you have to stay where you once were. Understand it, digest it, but please move forward. Okay? At this point, do it scared. You fearful about what the future is going to look like because it's a level of newness that is uncomfortable, but with uncomfortability comes the growth. Anytime things are starting to feel a little too comfortable, baby, let's just keep it a buck. You may not be doing enough. Okay? If your ambitions or goals or whatever don't sometimes have you on the edge of your seat, okay, if you don't be feeling like you about to lean forward, like you about to jump out in a parachute off a plane, you might need to go ahead and revamp some things. Now, I ain't saying you got to do that all the time, but you definitely you get what I'm saying, okay? Welcoming and allowing change to come in a healthy way, okay? With all this overstimulated, I would even say whoever this person is to take a break from socials, take a break from just technology, period, okay? Social detoxes and just electronic detoxes, period, okay? We know what these phones be doing to us, and we be scrolling on them all day, every day, okay? So just being a more mindful about how you move, how you taking things, right? But most importantly, without a doubt, don't forget not only who you are, but where you taking things. Where you going is far more important than where you have came from. Okay, it's a good staple. It's a good start. Never forget. Never forget. But move forward. Okay. I love y'all. In the meantime, in between time, y'all, please make sure that y'all take care of yourselves. Talk to yourselves and give yourselves that extra TLC, love, care. Drink your water. Take those baths. Go on those walks. Do whatever you need to do to keep yourself, like I said, mentally, spiritually, because this is more of a mental thing right now. But we also know that where the mind goes, the body can follow, which is the reason why I would say go ahead. You know, if you feel like, even if you don't feel like you need to go ahead and get a checkup or whatever, like go ahead and get seen possibly. Okay? Health is wealth. Jeez, my phone is doing it, ain't it? Okay, y'all. And in the meantime, in between time, I will talk to y'all and you take care. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you so much for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And continue to know your worth out there, okay? Ask for help when needed. And definitely don't forget who you are, okay? I love y'all. Y'all take care.